what we would
And
disagree on this then is mainly, I do think we need less immigration, not more. You need say we need more immigration, not less. But I think we need less, not more right now until we figure the other stuff out. Because if we don't figure that stuff out, there's this theory of social cohesion. There's a Canadian guy who did it. I fucking had his name and I don't have it anymore. But he talks about it. He's just like, if you bring in it, if the native population, I understand we're throwing air quotes around that, the
mhm.
native population of a country, if the numbers start to increase where the immigration levels and the native levels start to get closer and closer, and it's not implemented properly, that's where you get at your highest risks of things like civil war or social like constructs and systems starting to break down. If you bring them in without that stuff in place and it's not rocket science. I understand once you get in there's red tape, bureaucracy. Canada has way too much bureaucracy, but somebody needs to put their fucking foot down and go, we do need people. We need to replace population that we're not replacing ourselves. We need these jobs in these sectors. Let's start getting those people in and making it easier for them to come and do the thing they're supposed to do. Because once you do that, then you can actually still bring in people that don't necessarily aren't what you would consider high value, where they can be like, yeah, you're just coming over to work a job and have a better life. Great. Come on over. We've got all this other shit taken care of, you know? Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Yeah, totally. No, I'm in agreement with you there. Yeah, I would agree. And like, yeah, I do think it's very funny that two white people are commenting on immigration to Canada.
Yeah. Well, it's what you got to do, you know. I can't change who I am. You can't change who you are. This is actually, it is one of the topics that I didn't want to necessarily address right away. It's been on. I've emailed it to every guest, and but I have like 15, and I pick ones. And this one
Mhm.
was always like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I want to get better at doing the podcast, like better at coming up with questions, better at like the structure of it, like so that by the time I hit record, I'm ready to go, and I'm not like constantly thinking about whatever. I'm getting better at looking at the camera and shit. So I was like,
Yeah,
all
you
right,
are good at that.
I can tackle this. I can tackle this subject now when I'm not having like 90 other things in my head, because it's complicated, and it's not just a complicated subject. It's complicated in how you talk about it, because if you misspeak, people are like, well, you're just a fucking racist piece of shit. And like, no, that's not what it is. So you kind of have to couch everything you say with a little bit, but also you just want to be clear and concise on what you say. Because obviously the easy thing to do socially is say, yeah, just bring everybody here. And the hard thing to do is say, well, maybe not as much. Because even, people that are very liberal, voted NDP and liberal or Democrat their entire life are still like, maybe a little less, or we got to figure this out a bit better. It can't just be a, you know, clown car or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, of course, of course, of course. I think that that goes without say. Like, you can't just have open doors and come on in, however, whenever, whoever, because I think that would be obviously have some drastic effects on the population at large.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms
Right.
of it,
That
yeah.
was a question I was going to ask. So you're not like, we need 100% open borders. There are people who believe that, but like, you do believe in a system that brings,
Yeah, that opens immigration up more. Yes, I do.